Hey guys! In 2018, I signed a contract with a new home builder to build my dream house. Since then, I backed away from that contract, and backing away from that contract made me significantly richer. Allow me to explain. When I moved to Texas, I bought a 1,200 square foot house and I filled it up with furniture. And since then, I started looking upwards for an upgrade into a house that I would buy when I get promoted. This is called lifestyle creep because as your income increases, your expenses also increase. I don't recommend lifestyle creep, but at the time, I wanted 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, a 3-car garage, and 3,000 square feet of living space. Now here's what went through my mind as I calculated all the costs that would go into owning this type of house. The payments are all bigger. With a down payment of $68,000, that's $17,000 more than my current house down payment. And there would be an additional $850 a month to pay going forward due to the bigger taxes and the bigger insurance payments. Utility bills and electricity and others would have doubled easily, so we have to account for about $200 more amount into that payment as well. And when I rolled these numbers all together, I found that I would be spending $21,000 more per year on this new house compared to my current house. So in just 2 years, I've saved close to $50,000 just by not upgrading my house. Now, if I were to get this bigger house, I probably would have a 3-car garage and a bigger driveway, which means I would be considering a 3rd car, just for the heck of it. I was close to buying a Porsche Boxster at the time, which would come with its own maintenance costs, repair costs, and insurance costs, and I estimated that to be about $2,000 per year, even if I were to pay off this Porsche entirely. With the price of the Porsche that I was looking at around $10,000 to $15,000, I'd be easily spending more than $14,000 in just those 2 years alone. With the house at 3 times the size, since we're talking about over 3,000 square feet, I probably would have purchased furniture to fill out every single room in that house. The dining room, the loft, the living room, all the bedrooms. And if I were going to be spending about $500 per room, just like I did in this house, there goes another $2,500 easily. Then of course we have the lifestyle factor, because buying a big house wouldn't make me cut back on my current lifestyle. Even mentally, I would probably say that, but I noticed when I moved from one house to another, I never really changed my lifestyle or cut back on it. I'd probably continue to eat out, travel, and carry on with my usual spending at the usual rate. The biggest issue with upgrading the house would be the new baseline for comparison. Once you experience a certain level of something, it's hard to step down from that level. That means in a few years after that, I might already grow tired of that house and be looking to step up once again. So if we take the cost of everything I just mentioned, we're looking at over $70,000 saved over 2 years just by not buying the house. So imagine saving $35,000 a year, especially accounting for everything I talked about going into the future. I ended up taking this $70,000 and I invested much of that into the stock market, into VTI and QQQ, the index funds that I talk about all the time on this channel. VTI went up 18% in 2 years, and QQQ is up 58% at the time of this video. The resulting balance from investing, the difference would be a gain over $21,000. And that's easy money just by throwing that money into the market rather than throwing that money into a house. Now, some of you may be countering by saying that the house is going to build me wealth over time. But the problem with this is, if I were to buy this house 2 years ago and then sell it today, sure, I'd be making $21,000 on paper. But after you cut out all the different expenses that go into the house, like furnishing it, and then the Porsche that I would probably buy, and the interest payments, since if you're paying a 30-year loan over time, you're paying more in interest than you do in principal. And as you go over time, that's when that ratio were to change. So of course, I'd be technically renting from that house and I wouldn't really be seeing much gain over it. So considering that, that's also why I didn't buy the house. So now I understand why my aunt and uncle haven't moved from their house in over 20 years. I understand now that there's a lot of money to save just by avoiding lifestyle creep, especially in a house like this. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you find it enjoyable. Please drop a like down below if it did, comment down below with your thoughts, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.